Make sure you're sitting comfortably and close your eyes. Bring your attention into your body. Press down through your sit bones and lengthen your spine. Soften the shoulders and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth with a sigh. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Deep inhalation. Exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Place your right hand on the floor alongside you and stretch the left hand across. Push down through your sit bones, rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. Stay here and breathe deeply. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, swap sides. Push down through the sit bones, rotate the chest up. And then inhale back to center. Stay where you are and place your left hand on your right knee. Twist to the back of the room, lengthening your spine and looking over the back shoulder. On your next inhalation, come back to center and exhale, swap sides. Use the hand on the knee and the hand on the floor behind you to help you twist. And then inhale to come back to center. From here, move the fleshy parts from under your bum. Inhale to lengthen through the front of your body. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, walk your hands forward. Some of you may find that you can bring the forehead down onto the floor. Some of you may want to rest on the forearms, or some of you may even be up on the hands. No matter how deep you're going into this stretch, make sure that you fold from the hips and that the spine stays long. Keep breathing deeply. And then stay low. Walk your hands over to your right and push down through the left sit bone. Keep your shoulders down and your neck long. And then walk your hands over to your left. Press down through the right sit bone. Again, the spine is long. The shoulders are down. And then make your way back into the center. Inhale, push yourself up and swap your legs over. Move the fleshy parts from under the bum. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, walk the hands forward. Come down as far as is comfortable, and again, just make sure that the spine stays long and breathe deeply. Walk your hands over to the right, pressing down through the left sit bone. And then walk your hands over to the left, pressing down through the right sit bone. Feel a gentle stretch in the lower right torso. And then make your way back into the center. Inhale, push yourself up, walk the hands in. Now come onto your hands and knees. So we go into cat-cow pose. Try to get your wrists under your shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, lift your head and your hips. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, up, feel the stretch through the front of the body. And exhale down, feel the stretch along the back of the body. Inhale, lift the head and the hips. And exhale, draw the navel in. One more time each way. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale back to neutral. From here, stay where you are. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. You can now bring the bum back down towards the heel and extend one leg out to the side like this, and then if it's comfortable to do so, rest on your forearms. So feel the stretch through the inner leg. Stay here, breathe deeply. This is a passive stretch, so the more you can relax here, the deeper you will stretch. And swap sides. So as you're breathing, every time you exhale, just try to relax into the stretch a little bit more. And then bring the leg back onto the mat and sit back in child's pose. Remember that you can do child's pose with the knees apart or the knees together. So play around with both variations and see which one works best for you. So if you want to get a deeper stretch in the hips, knees apart is better. Or if you want a deeper stretch through the lower back, the knees together. So the bum comes down towards the heels. Walk the fingers forward. Feel the stretch under the arms and along the sides of the torso. Breathe deeply here, allowing your mind to settle and your body to settle. Now, slowly push up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and then walk it out. As you're walking on the spot, make sure that your hips are lifted up nice and high. So you get a deep stretch through the back of each leg. And then bring your left heel down, hook the right foot behind. Get a deeper stretch through the left leg. And swap sides. The right heel comes down, the left foot hooks behind. Hips stay lifted up high. And then come into your normal downward facing dog. So both heels press down towards the floor, legs are strong and engaged, hips are lifted up high. Breathe deeply here. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. When you reach your hands, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Now we'll go into some sun salutations. So we'll do 2 sun salutation A's followed by 2 sun salutation B's. Come to the front of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. So your toe joints should be touching, ankle joints should be touching, the legs are strong and engaged. Tuck the tailbone under slightly, lengthen the spine, and soften the shoulders. From here, inhale, reach the hands up, palms together. Exhale, fold forward, relax the back of the neck. Inhale, look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale, place the hands down, step or jump your feet back into plank. You have an option now to come down onto the knees if you need to do so. If not, lower through Chaturanga, keeping the elbows tight to the body, and then inhale, untuck the toes and push yourself up into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. As you're breathing, look at your feet. Check that they're hip width distance apart and that the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Press the heels down towards the ground. Ensure that the legs are strong and active and the hips lift up high. Take 2 more deep breaths here. On your next inhalation, step or jump the feet back between the hands, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Relax the neck. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reach the hands up tall. And exhale, Tadasana. Let's do 1 more of those. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down, step or jump the feet back into plank. Lower through Chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. Try to spread the weight evenly between the hands and the feet. And then press down through the base of the index finger and thumb so that the palms are flat on the floor. The arms should be strong and straight, and then see if you can rotate your shoulders so that the armpits start to face one another. This will broaden out the upper back area. Take 2 more deep breaths here. On your next inhalation, step or jump the feet back between the hands, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, Tadasana. Now we'll do 2 Sun Salutation Bs. So, inhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands up into chair. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale, place your hands down, step or jump the feet back, lower through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale up, warrior 1. Make sure the back heel is planted down, hips square to the front of your mat. Exhale, float the hands down, step the front foot back, Chaturanga, elbows tight to the body. Inhale, up dog, knees off floor. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhale up, warrior 1. Again, square the hips to the front of your mat. And exhale, float the hands down, step the front foot back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Stay here and breathe. Keep lifting the hips up high. Feel the spine long. And feel the length through the sides of the torso. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, step or jump the feet back between the hands, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your hands up into chair. Exhale, Tadasana. 1 more. Inhale, bend the knees, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, feet back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, foot back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhale up, warrior 1. Again, square the hips to the front of your mat. And exhale, hands down, feet back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. Start to notice the body getting warmer. Notice your breath getting deeper. And at the same time, notice that you're getting deeper into the stretch. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then inhale, step or jump the feet back between the hands, look up and lengthen. Exhale, forward. Inhale, bend your knees, hands up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, shake it out. We're now going to go into an easy flow, and we'll be doing a few standing poses, and then we'll come down to the floor. So come back to the front of your mat if you're not there already, and we'll take a vinyasa into a little warrior sequence. So inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step or jump the feet back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, lift the chest up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands, coming into your warrior 1. So just as we did in the sun salutations, back heel is planted down, hips face the front of your mat, deep bend in the front knee. Keep the shoulders down as you actively reach the fingers up. Deep breaths. And 2 more. From here, open up into warrior 2. Make sure that your hips are opening up to the long edge of the mat. And just be wary of the front knee rolling in like this. If that happens, you need to push it out. Try to keep the arms parallel to the floor and look over the middle finger of the front hand. 2 more breaths here. Then keep your legs where they are. Bring the back hand onto the back leg, coming into reverse warrior. So maintain that deep bend in the front knee. Chest is lifting. The top arm lifts up and back. Take 2 more breaths here. Then inhale the arms back to center. Exhale, vinyasa. Hands down, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhale up into warrior 1. Again, make sure the hips are square to the front of your mat. Deep bend in the front knee. Feel the stretch through the front of the body. Two more breaths. Open up into warrior 2. Again, the arms are parallel to the floor. The shoulders are down, neck is long. Two more breaths here. Keep the legs where they are. Bring the back hand onto the back leg. Reach the front hand up and back slightly. So you're in reverse warrior. Keep lifting the chest up as you reach the top fingers back. Two more breaths here. Inhale the arms back to center. Exhale, vinyasa. Hands down, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. And then step your right foot between your hands. Inhale up into high lunge. So this time the back heel is off the floor, back leg strong and straight, and we're in high lunge. Let the hips sink down. Keep breathing deeply in and out of the nose. Two more breaths here. From here, keep the legs where they are. Bring the hands into prayer position. And then rotate the torso and hook the left elbow over the right knee. Stay here and breathe. As you're breathing, back heel presses away from you, back leg strong and straight. Try to lengthen the spine as you twist. 2 more breaths. And exhale, hands either side of the front foot, take your vinyasa. Front foot goes back, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. And then step your left foot between your hands. Inhale up into high lunge. So keep the legs strong and let the hips sink down. Keep breathing in and out of the nose. 2 more breaths here. And then bring your hands into prayer position and hook the right elbow over the left knee. Stay here and breathe. Try to get your prayer hands at your heart center. Two more breaths. Exhale the hands down. Take your vinyasa. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. Now, step your right foot between your hands. Inhale up to standing. We'll prepare for Trikonasana. So, make sure that the feet are nice and wide. Your right foot points forward and your left foot turns in slightly. Extend the arms out. And then inhale, lengthen forward and down. Open the chest up. Look up at the top thumb. Stay here and breathe. As you're breathing, press down through the feet. Keep the legs strong and straight. Try to open the hips up to the side wall. And take 2 more breaths. Slowly inhale to come back up. Now we'll come into extended side angle. So exhale, bend the front knee. Bring the right forearm down. Stretch the top arm across and open the chest up towards the ceiling. So this is Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Try to create a straight line through the left-hand side of the body. Every time you inhale, lengthen, and every time you exhale, try to rotate the torso up. 2 more breaths here. And then exhale the top hand down, vinyasa, hands down, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 2 breaths here. And then step your left foot forward, come up to standing. Extend both arms out and prepare for Trikonasana on the second side. Inhale, lengthen forward and down. Open the chest up, look up at the top thumb. Try to lengthen the spine and lengthen along the sides of the torso, especially the underside. Keep reaching the top fingers up as high as you can and breathe deeply. Take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale to come back up. Exhale, bend the front knee, left arm comes down, stretch the right arm across and open the chest up to the ceiling. Breathe here. Make sure the back heel is planted down. And press down through the inner edge of the front foot and the outer edge of the back foot. 2 more breaths. And vinyasa. Exhale the top hand down, step the front foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then step your right foot forward, drop down on the back knee. So this is where you may want to use something to pad the back knee. Decathlon have these wonderful little pads which I use all the time for my knees and sometimes my feet. So you might want to place that under your left knee, or you can use a folded up blanket or anything that's soft. We come into low lunge here. So sink the hips forward, and you can either keep your hands on your knees or bring your hands to your heart center. Stay here and breathe. As you're breathing, let the hips sink down and make sure that they stay facing the short edge of your mat. Take 2 more breaths here. And then, keeping your legs where they are, bend the back leg and pull the foot in towards the bum. Stay here and breathe. Again, try to let the hips sink down and forward, but be careful with this in case there's any pain in the back knee, and if there is, just stay in your normal low lunge. Two more breaths here. And release the back foot, come into half splits. So flex the front foot, straighten the front leg, place the hands either side of the front leg. Inhale to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold forward. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can take your left hand and hold on to the outer edge of the right foot. Every time you inhale, lengthen your spine. Every time you exhale, try to fold deeper. Make sure that the foot stays flexed and the leg stays strong and straight. 2 more breaths here. Okay, so now you can either stay as you are, or if you want to take this deeper, turn your right foot so that the outer edge of the right foot is on the floor like this. And then bring both your hands onto the outer edge of the right leg. So we're coming into a twist. Remember to keep the foot flexed, keep the legs strong and straight. Stay here and breathe. And take 2 more breaths like this. And come back into the center. Take an optional vinyasa. So the vinyasas now are optional, you don't have to do them, especially if you're getting a little bit tired. But if you are doing them, tuck under the back toes, step the front foot back, and lower through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then step your right foot forward, drop down on your left knee. Sorry, step your left foot forward, drop down on your right knee. I'll turn around to demonstrate. And we come into low lunge. So the hands can be on the knee or at your heart center. Sink the hips down and try to relax. Now, you can bring the back foot towards the bum and then sink the hips down again. Remember, the more you can relax into this, the deeper you will stretch. Couple more breaths. Release the foot, come into your half splits. So flex the front foot, straighten the front leg. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Your option is to take your right hand and hold on to the outer edge of the left foot. Again, make sure that the foot is fully flexed, leg is strong and straight, and you're folding from the hips. Couple more breaths like this. And then, this part is optional. You either stay here or turn the left foot so the outer edge of the foot is on the mat. Bring both hands onto the outer edge of the left leg and breathe here. So we're now twisting. Remember to keep the foot flexed, keep the legs straight. Two more breaths. And then inhale, come back to center, optional vinyasa. If you're taking it, tuck under the back toes, step the front foot back, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And then come through to kneeling. And this is where you can use another little accessory, which you don't have to use, a block. So you might want to keep the little pad thing for under your knee and place your right knee on the pad and have the block to your right like this. Extend the left leg out to the side and then place your right hand on the block. Stretch your left arm across. So we're in a deep side stretch here. If you're comfortable here, gently rotate the chest up. So your left toes are on the floor. Deep stretch through the left hand side of the body, and the left fingers are reaching as far as they can to the side wall. Keep breathing deeply. 2 more breaths. And relax. Swap sides. This time extend the right leg out. Left hand comes onto the block. Stretch your right arm up and across, and then, if it's comfortable to do so, gently rotate the chest up. Breathe here. Two more breaths. And relax. Okay, Don't worry about taking a vinyasa. We'll come straight down to the floor. So, sit your bum down. You might want to use a yoga strap. We're coming into Paschimottanasana. It's a forward fold. So extend both legs out in front of you and move the fleshy parts from under the bum. If you're using a strap, you can place it around the bottom of your feet now. Or hold on to the big toes with the first 2 fingers of each hand. From here, inhale to lengthen through the front of the body. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. As you're breathing here, every time you inhale, lengthen through the front of the body. Every time you exhale, fold a little deeper. Keep the feet flexed and the legs strong and straight. If it helps, try to press the backs of the knees down towards the floor. Two more breaths here. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release. Give the legs a little shake. And we'll come into a seated Purvottanasana. So cross your legs and place your hands 20 to 25 centimeters behind you with the fingers pointed forwards. Inhale, push through the hands, lift the chest up, drop the head back. Stay here and breathe. If you don't like your head back, you can do this looking forward. Make sure that the hands are pressing into the floor. You can feel the deep stretch through the front of the arms and through the top of the chest. Two more breaths. Inhale to relax and come back to center. We'll now come into a seated twist. So we'll just do a really simple one. I'll face the camera for this. Stay as you are, sitting with your legs crossed. And just like we did in the warm-up, bring your left hand onto your right knee. Bring the right hand onto the floor behind you. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale, twist. As you're twisting, try to have an even twist throughout the spine and use your breath. So every time you inhale, grow taller. Every time you exhale, twist deeper. Keep the spine as long as you can. And if it's comfortable to do so, look over the back shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale to come back to center. Exhale, swap sides. Use the hands to help you twist. Every time you inhale, grow taller. Every time you exhale, twist deeper. Keep the shoulders down and the neck long. Two more deep breaths. And inhale to come back to center. Okay, we come into Baddhakonasana now, bound angle pose. So stay where you are and bring the soles of the feet together. Move the fleshy parts from under your bum. And then open your feet like a book. So for some of you, if your hips are really tight, you won't be able to open the feet, but that's fine, you can keep your feet together. When you're ready, inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale, fold at the hips, and if you like, you can use the arms to press down on the inner legs. Stay like this and breathe. Another option is you might want to walk the hands forward. As you're breathing here, we use the same breathing pattern as before. So inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold a little deeper. Try to keep the spine long and keep pushing forward with the chest. Take 2 more breaths here. And inhale to come back up. Okay, extend both legs out either side of you. We're coming into a wide leg forward fold. And again, move the fleshy parts from under your bum. Make sure that your feet are flexed and the legs are strong and straight. Place the hands out in front of you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Walk them as far forward as you can. And you have options here. You can either keep the hands in front of you, or if you're coming into the full pose, hold on to the toes with the first 2 fingers of each hand and bring your chest down towards the floor. But if you can't do that, it's fine to have your hands in front of you. Whichever variation of this pose you're doing, make sure that the feet stay flexed and the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. The legs are strong and engaged, and you're folding from the hips so that the spine stays long. Breathe deeply here. Every time you inhale, lengthen, and every time you exhale, fold deeper, maintaining the length in your spine. Take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, push yourself up, walk the hands in, bring the legs back together and give them a little shake if you need. We're now going to come into some gentle back bends. So come onto your front and we go into baby cobra. So lying on your front, have your hands at shoulder level with the palms down. For baby cobra, the feet stay on the floor, the hands and the chest will lift 2 to 3 inches off the mat. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. Stay here and breathe. Feel the micro bend in the lower back and feel the back strong here. Breathe deeply. Two more breaths, lift up a little higher if you can. And exhale, release. Rest the forehead down on the back of the hands. Okay, let's go into Sphinx pose. So, prop yourself up on your forearms. Look down at your forearms and check that they're shoulder width distance apart and that they're parallel. If you need to engage the glutes here because we're coming into a deeper back bend, then engage the glutes. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, draw the shoulders back and down. This is a supported back bend. And you should feel the stretch through the front of the body. Take 2 more deep breaths here. to release. Again, rest the forehead down on the back of the hands. Take a breather. And then we prepare for Cobra pose. So this is a much deeper back bend. For this pose, I would highly recommend that you switch on the glutes. So that means tensing the muscles in the bum, because this will help to support the lower back. And the more you support the lower back, the deeper back bend you can get into. So, lying on your front, hands are shoulder level, palms down, elbows are tucked in. So be careful of the elbows flaying out. Keep them tight to the sides of the body. Switch on the bum muscles. And then inhale, push through the hands. Slowly lift the chest up. As you do so, keep the elbows tucked in. Keep the shoulders down and the neck long. Come up as far as is comfortable. If you want, once you're up, you can shuffle the hands forward slightly to straighten the arms. Remember to keep the elbows in and breathe here. If you have any discomfort, come out of the pose. But also check that the bum muscles are activated, as this will help support the lower back. Feel the deep stretch through the front of the body and the spine. Keep your shoulders down. Two more breaths here. And slowly exhale down. Take your time. And rest your forehead down on the back of your hands. From here, push back into child's pose. Again, do this slowly, as we've just been in a deep back bend. So slowly come into your child's pose. Remember, you can do it with the knees apart or the knees together. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then come to lying on your back. We're going to do legs up wall pose, but without a wall. So lie on your back and lift your legs up. You don't have to have straight legs. If you want to have a little bend in the knees, that's fine. And then circle your ankles. Allow the blood to flow back down towards the heart. Keep breathing deeply. And maybe you want to lift up your hands and circle the wrists as well. If you go one way, make sure you go the other way, so switch directions. And relax. We come into Savasana. For your Savasana, stay on your back. If it's comfortable to do so, the legs are straight. The feet can be mat width distance and the toes turn out. If that gives you any pain in your lower back, you might want to place a cushion under the knees or just bend the knees, and you can let the knees drop in towards each other. So, close your eyes and make sure you're lying comfortably. You can have the arms a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. And just breathe deeply. Every time you exhale, allow the body to become heavier and heavier. Feel the muscles soften and relax. And feel the body grounding down onto the floor. Let the breath flow at its natural rhythm. And enjoy the feeling of doing nothing. Keeping your eyes closed, start to move your fingers and your toes and gently turn your head side to side. Stretch the arms up, stretch the body long, and still with your eyes closed, make your way up to seated. And just as we did at the beginning of the class, press down through the sit bones, lengthen the spine. Take a moment to notice how your body feels and how your mind feels. Have a little moment of gratitude towards yourself for doing yoga today. And then place your hands in your heart center in prayer position. Lift them up to your third eye as we lift our hearts to our minds and back down as we bring our minds to our hearts. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed your yoga class and you're feeling revitalized.